Hello, 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 hello. Hi there, guys. So sorry for being so late. So sorry for being so late. Hey, Happy New Year. I think it's the time. Look at my hair. Oh my God, no, don't look at my hair. I hate it when it sticks up like that. Guys, delighted to be with you. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. One of those crazy days. One of those crazy days. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's that time, it's the place. So here's a question. I know I've asked you this before. I'm going to ask it to you again. Feel free to put it in there so I can see it. And most importantly, that you know it. This is the year to fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. What is this the year to for you? Don't overthink it. Don't get sort of all perfectionist about it. Just whatever's there for you. You know, it just could be interesting for you. This is the year two. So here's the thing. Let's take a beautiful breath in. First of all, beautiful breath in. Beautiful breath out. Letting go of everything that's been going on for you today, this morning, the week. Wow, the year. Wow, the year. Let go. And that's actually a great place to start for today, because what I wanted to look at today was, hi there, lovely to see you, Stephen, Kylie, lovely to see you, Andrea, hi there, Happy New Year, my darling. So why don't we start there? Because what I really wanted to do today, and over the probably next week, I think I'm going to do, I'm going to continue this into next week. Now, here's the thing. Probably do a shorter version, truthfully, from next week onwards. But look, let's save the date. Every day at 12, reset you for 2022. Now, what I wanted to look at today and a little bit going forward is what could stop you? What could stop you? Because it's one thing to look at, hey, these are things to do, these are things to think about, these are strategies to adopt. That's great, but not want to be negative, but let's be realistic. Things could stop you. Forewarned is forearmed. Do you agree? So sometimes people avoid looking at what hasn't worked in the past because they don't want to beat themselves up, they don't want to feel bad, all of that stuff. But actually, you have to examine the strategies. You have to examine what may have held you back in the past year, shall we say. You see, you got to take a sober look at what held you back. It's like a friend of mine said the other day. I saw her for the first time in a couple of weeks. Honestly, she looked amazing. She had lost a lot of weight. Now, not body shaming anybody here, but from a health point of view, it was very beneficial for her to lose that weight and frankly change her diet and presumably her daily habits. But she looked a lot healthier. And she said, but she said, the thing is, I am good at losing weight, because this has happened quite a few times, to be honest, for this person. She said, I am good at losing weight, but it doesn't stay off. I can so quickly go back to the way I was before. And I just lightly said, well, look, the thing to do is just take a look at what you did before that didn't work. Make sense, guys? That didn't work. That took you to that place that you don't want to get to, right? And I think that's a great conversation. That's a great honest conversation to have about any result that you want. So maybe now just think about a result that you want, perhaps over the next year. Maybe it's an income goal, maybe it's a client goal, maybe it's a relationship goal, maybe it's a weight loss goal. I mean, any goal. What you get to look at, well, what have I done? What do I tend to do that sabotages me or stops me or takes me back to where I don't want to be? Because actually, think about how demoralizing that is. Think about how demoralizing it is to make all that effort to get a particular result, whether it's a big weight loss goal or whether it's a business goal or whatever it is, and then just go right back to where you were. Or to not get the result at all, or get halfway there and never quite make it. You see, that's demoralizing. That's not good for your spirit. More importantly, it undermines your sense of yourself. This is a very precious thing, your sense of yourself. In other words, your identity. Remind me, guys, I really must talk about that next week, your identity. How you see yourself, how you perceive yourself. Really want to talk about that next week. So it's very important, guys, to get results, to get the results that you want, to hit your goals, as it were, so that you shore up, you strengthen, and you enjoy that sense of yourself, who you are in the world and what you're capable of. And it's important to shore up your discipline, to hit those goals for you. Because you know what Jim Rohn says, that, the making of goals, the setting of goals, the hitting of goals, it's not just important for the actual goals. It's important for what it makes of you in the process. It's important to what makes of you in the process. That grammar is probably very skewed, by the way. But you know what I mean. And it's true. It's like what, God bless him, J.F. Kennedy said about getting on the moon. We're setting that goal because of what it's going to make of us, what it's going to call forth. What it's going to call forth. And that's why it's really great to set bold goals, audacious goals, because it calls forth something in you that otherwise would not be called to the surface and brought to the surface. So let's take one thing today, not 3, not 5, because I want to get you in here and get you out. And I want to get out in that sunshine. It's so mild. What's it like with you guys? Is it mild? We've got amazing mild weather. So I've got to get out and do a little run. I'm working a little bit this afternoon. So what could stop you? There's a number of things that could stop you. The first thing, and I'm just going to focus on this one thing today, is you. Actually, it's always you. And in particular, what do I mean? I mean your self-confidence. Your self-confidence could stop you because you see, you are the most powerful influencer. Because, we talked about environment the other day, and that's important, of course, but the truth is that you and only you get to decide on the influences that you take on board, that you absorbed. And you are the thinker of your thoughts. You are the thinker of your thoughts. So you get to choose. You always have that freedom. You always have that freedom. What was it Viktor Frankl said? A man's search for meaning. He said, even in concentration camps, even in Auschwitz, what all your freedom could be taken away from you. But what could not be taken away from you is where you put your focus. Where you put your focus. So in other words, how you choose to think. So you could reflect on goals that maybe you didn't hit this year, and what you're likely to find. And by the way, please don't beat yourself up about any of this. This is an objective process here. There's nothing personal. Don't make it personal. Otherwise, you take yourself into, a rabbit hole that's hard to climb out of, right? So something I would really offer you to take on board from this moment onwards. If you're already doing it, great, keep doing it. If you're not, I invite you to not make your results personal. Okay, I'm going to invite you to write that down. Don't make your results personal. Don't make them about you, because if you do that, it's actually very difficult to create a change in your result, because you're looking in the wrong place. And you're probably in that place where you're going to beat yourself up, criticize yourself, and just drag yourself down, quite frankly. I mean, life is challenging enough. And you get to get on side. Let me explain what I mean with those words. I'm using them consciously in place of you need to get on side. Or you should get on side, right? So there's a certain energy that comes with those words in that language. I'm choosing to use language like this. You get to get on side. Can you feel that's much lighter? There's no beating yourself up in the emotion of the words. You get to get on side. In other words, it's an opportunity and it's a breakthrough, because you get to see what you're doing and then you get to create a change and a transformation. So getting on side. Look at the strategies, right? Now, one strategy that I'm suggesting today that you really want to pay attention to, that could absolutely sabotage you, that could absolutely stop you getting going or getting very far or completing, is self-confidence. In other words, how you feel about yourself. If you have shaky self-confidence, it's hard. It's very hard to be consistent in what you do. And it's very hard to stay the course. It's very hard to stay the course. Because look, the thing is, life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And the results that we get frequently take persistence, frequently take consistency. You might get a great result overnight. Frequently, when one gets a great result overnight, it's actually from months, possibly years, of putting the work in, right? You know what they say about overnight success? Usually takes 20 years. But if your self-confidence is not strong, you're not going to put the work in, because you're looking for that fast result. And if it doesn't come, you could make it personal. There's that tendency to make it personal about you see? Because here's the thing, guys. You're always proving something about you and about life and about everything. You're always proving something. You have a story, an interpretation, an assessment, right? And if you have a particular perspective on yourself, you're going to prove that right? How many times have you heard people say, I knew that wasn't going to work out. That always happens to me. Now I'm sure you're not speaking in such an unconscious way as that, but people do. And it stops them. It robs them of the life that they could live, of the life that's probably meant for them to live, the life that is meant for them to live. So let me give you one tip on driving a truck through self-doubt, driving a truck through self-criticism, driving a truck through undermining yourself. People often say they need more confidence. But here's the thing, my darlings. Confidence is a gift. It's a gift. It comes after the event. I invite you to write that down. Confidence is a gift. Confidence comes after the event. Confidence comes after you have exercised courage. After you have exercised courage. So I invite you, when you notice that you're using the word confidence in your mind or you're speaking it, to take that word and put it to one side. And instead put the word in courage. Courage, courage, courage. So I invite you to define yourself or strengthen that definition, perhaps right now, and put in there, I am a person of courage. I'm a courageous person. Courage, 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 courage. Adapt, adopt, embed courage as a way of doing life. Now, I'm going to make a note, and I'm going to do this the next time we speak. Let's think about that. Let's think about that Monday. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a note, and I'm going to do this 12 o'clock Monday. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay with this shoring up and strengthening that self-confidence so that you have a strong foundation within you. Because look, we all need a strong foundation within us to operate successfully in the world. Because, you know, life isn't a holiday. Sometimes it is. But a lot of the time, life can be challenging, and it's meant to be. You know, it's finishing school. We're in finishing school. We're evolving. We're polishing ourselves, perfecting ourselves, if you like. And the only way that we can grow truly is with challenges. When you go to the gym, you lift a weight. If it's too easy, there's no growth. You know, sometimes I'll pick up a weight. My trainer will go, don't even think about it. Do not even think about it. Put that weight down. It's not your friend. And he will give me this hefty, ruddy, great weight. You see, that's hard. That's heavy. But I will grow as a result. So you need that strong foundation within you to make life work. What am I saying today? I'm saying get conscious about this. Get conscious about the way you think about yourself, the way you speak about yourself. Consciously choose to focus on the strategies that may need changing if you're not getting a result that you want. Do not make it about you. Do not make it personal. Don't get all emotional about it. Be objective about it. Men do this. Men do this. Men are much more likely to be objective about the results, outcomes, and adapt and change. For whatever reasons, in my experience, women are much more likely to take it personally, to make it personally, and confirm some, inadequacy. Don't do that. Do not do that anymore. If you have been doing it, even a little, just stop doing that. Okay, take those words, hear my voice in your head. Just think, well, now what would Fiona say? I would say stop it. I would say stop it right now, this moment. I might even say it's self-indulgence. It's flagellation. Don't. Get back on track and look at the strategies. What else am I saying? I'm saying forget thinking in a way that you need more confidence. Confidence is great. I mean, if I could bottle it and sell it to you, it comes as a consequence of courage. It comes as a consequence of courage. So if I get 5 minutes today, I'm just going to put the key points that I've made here. And then on Monday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at how you can change the way you see yourself so that you present yourself powerfully in the world. I'm going to show you how you can do that on Monday. Is that making sense? Did I see lots of courage in that thread? By the way, I did put the link to my diary in yesterday's Those slots have gone, but I'm opening up 5 more. I put the thing to my diary in there in a couple of moments. When I come off here. Thank you, Rebecca. Lovely to see you, Pamela. Courage, 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 courage. Guys, have an amazing day. I will put the link to my diary. So it was all about focusing on that new year for you, what could stop you and what it would look like, all of that. I'm going to put the link in my diary. I'm opening up slots for another 5 with me, but I am opening up slots with some of my team. So if it's not with me, it will be with some of my team who are fabulous. Anyways, guys, have the most amazing day. Get out there and get some daylight. Get moving. I will see you here at 12 o'clock on Monday, okay? I might be able to do a future you meditation on Sunday. I might be, but I've got family here, so I might actually have to go and do some family stuff. But if I can do that, I will let you know. I'll put it out there. All right, my darlings, have an amazing day, and it's been a pleasure to be with you. Pleasure to be with you this week. All right, my darlings, I'll come back here and read your comments as well. Thank you.